beautiful little unicorns, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that I've been given the pleasure to welcome you onto my channel, I'm Vanessa Somuayina, and welcome to the fam. So you guys, today's reading is all about the big changes coming for you. But before I get into it, I would like to thank today's sponsor. Today's video is sponsored by Keen, which is an amazing online platform on which you can connect with a plethora of different spiritual advisors as well as psychics. They offer a wide variety of different types of readings, chat readings, phone readings, as well as email readings available for you to choose from. So you can pick whichever format suits you best. And one thing that I love about Keen is that you can use Keen from the comfort of your own home, and it is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. So for all of you who are really busy, who have a hectic schedule, this is a great way to get spiritual and psychic advice that can just be integrated right into anybody's schedule. I personally would recommend phone readings because I just find them the most personal and the most fun. And I feel like, especially if you want to maintain an ongoing relationship with the advisor of your choice, you can stay on track with monthly intention setting, energetic updates, as well as chakra clearing, to name a few of many different ways in which Keen can be helpful to you. And of course, I'm here to hook you up. So using my link in the description box, you can get your first 10-minute reading for just $1.99. So should you have any doubts, make sure that you use my link down below. Try the first minutes out. I mean, it's just $1.99. And if you enjoy it, then you know that you found something that works for you. So make sure that you make use of this amazing offer while it lasts. So guys, regarding the 4 groups, they are as follows. We have the white Aragonite, we have the rose quartz, we have the blue quartz, as well as the Amazonite. So these 4 stones are going to be helping you figure out exactly what big changes are coming towards you. And I just want to put it out there that if you cannot make up your mind between multiple groups, feel free to tune into multiple readings because your personal reading may be a mixture between multiple groups. The timestamps can be found in the description box as well as in the comment section. So before I get into the readings, I just wanted to quickly thank each and every one of you for your ongoing love and support on my channel. I truly appreciate my unicorn army. I cannot express my gratitude enough, and I'm just always so excited to come on here and film videos for you. So I would just like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. But anyways, let's get into the readings. I'm going to be starting off with the white Aragonite, and to all the other groups, I will catch you at the click of your timestamp. Hello group number 1, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the white Aragonite, group number 1. I want to get straight into your readings about the big changes that are coming. As you can see, I have a few more decks prepared, a few more decks up top. So I'm going to intuitively be putting your reading together. So let's see what the universe has to say for us here. We have the brown bear spirit. We have the stag spirit, we have the moth spirit. So let's start off right here, group number 1. One thing that I see here is a big change that is coming for you is the fact that you will have to take the lead and there is no way out of it. So one thing that I see here is that maybe, for instance, a pregnancy is something that you didn't expect, but you're going to have to take the lead and be that parental figure. Another thing that I see here is maybe at your job, at your workplace, somebody may be fired and all of a sudden you need to be in this position of more responsibility, okay? And that is one thing that I see coming for you in the stag and the moth spirit. There is more responsibility that you did not expect, that you maybe didn't even want, but it's unavoidable. And in the brown bear spirit, it's so important for you to rest up right now. It's so important for you to take time right now just to recuperate and regain your strength before this time comes, because it's going to be a little bit exhausting, okay? And it is unclear so far how long it will last. So we have the whale spirit, the coyote spirit, as well as the chameleon spirit that just jumped right out of the deck. So I want you to know that in order to make this work, you have to just act as if you know what you're doing, okay? So really kind of fake it till you make it. That is one thing that I see in the chameleon spirit. And to just know that there is a reason why this is happening, and it is probably here to challenge you. This situation is not a bad situation. It is not a situation that you have to feel like has been put on you as a punishment. Life has amazing ways and detours of preparing us for bigger things that are yet to come. And I want you to allow just life's great mysteries to do its thing, because how many times has there been a situation that you really, really wanted to make work and it didn't work? Things just fell apart and you were devastated, but from what was shattered, from the ashes, from just the ruins of what had fallen apart that you tried so badly to build up. You then all of a sudden realize that you can build something way bigger and way greater with those remains. You know, you guys always know what I mean. Why do I even still ask this question? So that is what I see coming up for you. So the big change is definitely going to come with good as well. It's not only going to be challenging. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, as well as the Five of Wands. So group number one, I see some sort of competition here, and I feel like it has to do with something that you're starting in the earthly realms. And the Four of Pentacles as well as the Page of Pentacles, I want you to not be stingy. If you're thinking of starting a new business, stop overthinking it, stop over contemplating, just start. Okay, that is one thing that the page wants you to do and would do. The page is maybe a little bit naive, even is very playful and is unaware of everything that could go wrong. So if you truly want to start your own thing, and I know it's scary, I've been there. I mean, my online business is linked down below in case you're interested. And it was scary, you know, doing like your own products, your own services. It's not easy, and sometimes you can tend to stall just out of fear. Not because you can't do it or you don't want to do it, but fear is just that factor that keeps you stagnant. But you can overcome it, okay? There is a big change coming for you as soon as you're able to say like, hey, I just need to get going. I can't feel like I'm competing or like I'm unable to compete because there's so many people already doing what I want to do. Well, guess what? There's also about like 8 billion people on this planet who need services. So just one person is not going to fulfill services for hundreds and hundreds of millions of people. You know, it's okay for there to be multiple people in the same field. That doesn't mean that you won't be successful. So don't allow that to stop you, group number one. Then we have the Moonstone as well as the Emerald. So group number one, in the Moonstone, one thing that I see here is that your intuition is going to sort of warn you from this big change. Your intuition is going to tell you like, oh my God, stop, don't go any further. This is dangerous, this is unknown, this is not cute. But I want you to already from this reading take away that when your intuition sort of has its alarm bells on, know that it is trying to protect you, but not everything that is unknown is dangerous, so to say, and I don't want you to be overly cautious. So when you have your intuition sort of telling you to be a little careful or to tell you like, oh, you know, I'm not 100% sure, of course, make sure that you inform yourself before you start something, especially in the earthly realms. Do so much research before you even think of beginning of putting, say, money down or putting a lot of time, investing a lot of time into something. Make sure that you make it very clear that you have researched and that you're putting yourself in this position because you have a vague plan. Not a detailed plan, but a vague plan. And in the Emerald, I want you to know that a big change that is coming for you is that a lot more celebrations are going to be happening within your surroundings. So maybe you felt like there wasn't much to celebrate, but all of a sudden much more is going to pop up that just makes you feel like you love spending time with people, which is something that you may have not really liked that much in the past because you feel awkward, because you feel sort of like you don't know what to say or how to properly communicate without coming off as a very strange person. But I see that you're just going to learn to communicate a lot better. And I want you to know that a big change is going to come through this type of communication because all of a sudden communication is going to be easier. All of a sudden it's going to be easy for you to basically speak to anybody, but what you first need is this kind of like training. You first need this kind of practice, okay? And practice makes perfect. That has everything to do also with communication. Know that if you're not very good at communicating, you're probably just needing more practice. And you can have that by just partaking in all of these parties, ceremonies, birthdays, anniversaries, and of course, the festive season is coming up, so make sure that you don't isolate yourself. Then we have the Aries. So there may be an Aries entering your life. There may be somebody here that has sort of like this flamboyant out there persona that is coming into your life. And then we have a Taurus. So in Taurus, I want you to know that we have very much grounded energy, which is also like relaxed and slow, but at the same time can be productive and get a lot done. So we have a very interesting combination here of zodiac signs that are going to enter your life, make a big change. If you are either one one of these signs, know that this just like emphasizes the fact that you are the main person who is going to propel you to the next step, who is going to allow you to make these changes. You don't need anybody else, okay? So group number 1, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello group number 2, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the rose quartz group number 2. That is the stone of love and friendships. It is just all around such a beautiful stone. So let's see what big changes are coming towards you. I'm doing this completely intuitively. I have 4 decks to pick from, so let's see what we got. We got the moth spirit. So you're going to have to surrender to something. I see that this change is inevitable. You may think that you can influence it. You may think that you can stop it, but I feel like no. I feel like you just need to surrender to it. And then in the white raven spirit, you have to trust in the magic, which leads me to think that you may be panicking about this change. This change may be stressing you out, but you just have to trust that everything will be okay. You have to trust that in the end, everything will work itself out just like it has in the past. Then we have the groundhog spirit as well as the hummingbird spirit. So letting go is a part of the big change that is coming towards you. Letting go maybe of a pet, maybe of a human being. Those are, of course, like the most difficult scenarios where the hummingbird spirit is here to let you know that you have to like be here in the now. You have to make sure that you don't think about the what ifs. Like for instance, what if I could have done something? What if there was any way that I could have helped? Because that is how you just have guilt festering within you, group number 2, which is not helpful, especially if it has to do with, you know, somebody who is deceased, an animal who is deceased, maybe someone's health going downhill, somebody that you know, and you almost feel like a little bit responsible. You almost feel like it's a little bit has something to do with you, or like you could have helped. And we have 3 animals here of the air, so I see some sort of like air sign kind of energy. That is one thing that I want you to take into account as well. So the big change may come with an air sign, or may come with you being an air sign, and just basically showing like, hey, there is nothing that you could have done. You just have to trust in things getting better afterwards and to just surrender to letting go. Another change that I see here, however, is letting go also of just any sort of toxicity. So in trusting in the magic, I want you to know that toxicity could be letting go of a friend that has proven themselves to be toxic, and first it is painful, first it is scary, but you have to trust that life is going to be better without them. And it's not always easy to deal with. It's not always easy to allow yourself to confront, but you have to let go of anybody who is stopping you from pushing forward, because you truly are the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. And if you think about the 5 people that you spend the most time with, if you even have 5 people that you spend a lot of time with, and think about them. Are they inspirational? Are they all like successful? Are they all doing what you want to do? And if they're not going down the route that you feel proud of, if they're not doing something that allows you to also benefit and become a better person, then you may want to consider spending a little bit less time with them, because I 100% feel like the 5 people that you spend the most time with should be people that inspire you, should be people that are successful in your eyes, and should be people that make you feel good about yourself. Then we have a justice as well as the 5 of cups. So one thing that I see here is that is not going to go down well, okay? When you remove yourself out of a situation, there are people who are going to protest. There are people who are going to say, no, okay, we don't want you to be able to remove yourself. We don't want you to distance yourself. And I see that it is just you sort of trying to explain, you trying to communicate, but sometimes people just don't get it, because I've had friends before where I just had to say like, this is not working out, and I've tried to explain it, and sometimes they just don't understand that the friendship can still be maintained if you were just a little more positive, if you were just a little more interested in my things as much as I'm interested in yours. And not everybody will get that, not everybody will understand where you're coming from. And some people may fight it, and your big change may have everything to do with the fact that maybe something is going to end in a disagreement. Maybe the big change is going to come in a form of you almost estranging from this person. But let's move further into your reading. I see stress reduction, as well as in the Moldavite we have unconventionality. So I feel like the new path that you're going down without people who are holding you back, group number 2, is a very unconventional path. It is a path that makes you happy though. It is a path that you feel comfortable in, no matter how different it is and no matter how much it makes you stand out. So allow yourself to embrace this. Allow yourself to know that being unconventional is something beautiful as long as you can feel comfortable in it. So in the watermelon tourmaline, I see stress reduction for you, group number 2. So make sure that that is something that you actively engage in, because this change is going to stress you out, okay? The fact that something is happening here within your relationships where communication is not properly working out, or you having to let go of somebody or something. Maybe it's also a belonging that you just know you don't need, but you've still been holding on to, and you have to find ways to de-stress. So do research about it. Do research about growing and moving on and not everybody being a part of your life still. Do research about how you can de-stress yourself from feeling like you're different, feeling like you're the odd one out. There are a lot of different ways how you can process these emotions. Then in the first house, one thing that I see here is that what is going to change is how people see you, okay? That first impression. So physically, there's going to be big change coming towards you, group number 2. So you might change something about your appearance, such as maybe the color of your hair, the style of your clothes, maybe the color of your eyes, of course, with contact lenses, okay? Don't go and do any crazy procedures. But maybe you are also going to undergo procedures that involve plastic surgery. Either way, I just want you to know that change is happening on the exterior, which can often change the interior. I know a lot of people say like, oh, well, you can't change your outside and then become a better person on the inside, which, yes, I agree to a certain extent, but a lot of people have big insecurities where when they can fix them externally, it actually does help internally, and I feel like that doesn't get enough credit. Like, how much more confident you can feel if you're wearing something that you like, and how getting your eyebrows to look good can change the entire mood of the day. You know what I'm saying? So obviously wearing makeup, getting some form of surgery can have a similar effect, and I feel like people underestimate that and always try to discredit that. Meanwhile, I do feel like there are some people out there who that can really help, especially if you've been born in a way that makes you different, and it is just something that is constantly making you insecure, because sometimes we're different and it's unconventional. And yes, I completely agree that we should embrace it, that we should try and be ourselves. If I had something that made me feel disfigured, I think it is important to be able to take that right to change it and to allow yourself to just feel comfortable and confident again. So let's move further into your reading, group number 2. So last but not least, group number 2, we have Uranus. So one thing that I see here is that one of the big changes that is going to come for you is some sort of enlightenment or awakening. So this awakening has a lot to do with how you perceive those around you and how you pursue them, okay? So the whole communication thing is a big part of the change, and I just want you to know that you're going to learn a lot more about people skills and how to manage people. So that is one thing that I feel like I neglected personally a lot. I never thought that it was all that important, just because I'm more of a loner kind of person, okay? I'm more of an introvert. So I kind of neglected people skills a little bit, but I want you to know that people skills are so important, especially if you want to run your own business one day, especially if you want to be your own boss or just do anything in this world. You're probably going to come in contact with other human beings. You're probably going to need other human beings to help you do things and for you to be of some kind of service in return. So I see this sort of enlightenment, this sort of awakening, that even if you're an introvert, that doesn't mean that your people skills should suck for the rest of your life. It is important for you to still put in effort in order to make sure that you can have those engaging basic conversations where people are like, hey, I really liked her. I really thought that he was interesting to speak to. And those are one of the things where I feel like you will be put in a situation where you're able to flex your social skills, where you're able to communicate openly, even if it's in an unconventional way that is very just you, but you will realize like, wow, like being able to talk to people, being able able to be confident in public speaking in a situation where I have to put myself out there, that is amazing. And you're going to come to the epiphany and realization that maybe, even though you're an introvert, it is good to sometimes spend time with other people, and it is good to sometimes just show a little bit of an extroverted side, even if it makes you tired for the rest of the day. Sometimes we just need to switch things up. So group number 2, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. If you did, let me know down in the comment section, and I will see you in one of my upcoming readings. Hello group number 3, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the blue quartz group number 3, and I want to get straight into your reading about what big changes are coming towards you. So this is going to happen intuitively. Lean back and enjoy your reading. So first and foremost, we have the 10 of Cups, the Magician, as well as the 3 of Wands and the 5 of Pentacles. So group number 3, I want to get straight into it. In the 10 of Cups, I see emotional fulfillment. I see some sort of relationship bringing you to a point where you're just happy, where you're just content, where you're joyful and you're like, wow, this is awesome. The Magician, okay, I want you to know that you're going to have to use sort of a little bit of everything, okay? You're going to have to use your skills in earthly realms, your communicative skills, your emotional intelligence. I see that all of that is going to have to come together in order to make something work here, okay? In the 3 of Wands, we have a situation where time is essential to keep track of. I see that once the ship has sailed, the ship has sailed. So this situation needs to be done quickly, or else you will be left sort of having to remove yourself from the situation, whether you like it or not. The 5 of Pentacles indicates to me that there is an opportunity in the earthly realm. So this is business, your studies, maybe there is a new job opportunity for you. Maybe you're sort of thinking of quitting school or starting school again. And I just want you to know that timing is very important here, okay? And you're going to have to put a little bit of everything together. You're going to have to think to yourself, do I really want this for myself emotionally? Is this what I want, like academically, spiritually? Is this what I want in the earthly realms? Do I feel like I'm going to reach my goals if I get this job or do this course? And you have to decide quickly, because as I said, time is of the essence here. And if you miss that divine timing, if you miss that point in time where, for instance, you can't send any applications in it anymore, or the job, the opportunity has been given to somebody else, you're going to be really unhappy about it, group number 3, okay? You're going to feel like you missed out on a great thing, and I don't want that to happen to you. So don't allow your emotional fulfillment, your happy time, your maybe romantic love to cloud over the fact that there are other important things happening in your life that need attention, okay? So attention is one thing that you have to pay to the other areas in your life where a big decision is coming up, because if you don't, then the big change is going to be negative. However, if you do make sure that you're watchful, that you're handing in the projects, the applications that you need to hand in on time, replying those emails on time, then obviously the big change is going to be favorable, as you will be able to obtain what it is that you're trying to do here. Then we have the calcite as well as the lapis lazuli. So in the lapis lazuli, one thing that I see here is this sort of epiphany, this change. It is life-changing, and it is a big blessed change coming for you. In correlation to the calcite, I feel like your schedule is going to be freed up a whole lot more than you have ever expected. So it could be that, for instance, work is a lot easier, or there was a chore that you constantly had to do and all of a sudden you don't need to do it anymore because and now your man is doing it, your partner is doing it, or maybe it's just no longer there because it doesn't need to be done. Maybe you're going to finish some sort of class, some sort of academic thing that you were doing, and now you don't need to study anymore and it's party time, okay? But this life-changing epiphany and experience could have also everything to do with an emotional experience where you're like, wow, okay, this world and this existence is a lot more interconnected than I ever knew. Even just the clothes that I'm wearing, the things that I have around me, the amount of people whose lives this has touched just to create, say, this laptop or this shirt, whatever it is that is before you is amazing, because we often don't realize how connected we are with the rest of the world. I mean, most likely you have things in your house from all over the world. You have an outfit where the cotton was picked from one end of the world, it was produced in another end, it was shipped to X location, sold from there and brought to your house. That's just one Simple little example, a computer, a cell phone, there's so many parts from all over the world that come together. There are so many people who have worked on that just to create this one thing that seems like, you know, it's one, but it is all. You know what I mean? Like, am I speaking really weirdly today, group number 3? Let me know that in the comment section if I am, or if you understand what I'm saying. Okay, so it's a sign. Okay, it's a sign. So we have the porcupine spirit, we have the skunk spirit, as well as the wombat spirit. So all very earthy animals. There may be an earth sign in your life that is going to sort of have this big change happen, but you could also be this earth sign that is the one catapulting this big change into existence. So I want you to know that in the skunk spirit, in order for you to truly allow this change to be a positive shift, to make a change in a way where you can feel like, okay, I have accomplished something here, you have to know your worth, because if not, you're going to settle for less, especially in the earthly realms with what we talked about with this opportunity that is coming. If it is a business opportunity, make sure that you value yourself highly enough and that you sort of put this beginner mind into motion. So think of these opportunities in a way where you're not already putting your preconceived notions on it. You're kind of just allowing them to be fresh, to be new, to be presented to you in a way how you're listening like you've never heard of this before. So if, for instance, somebody is trying to explain to you how they started this online business, then just listen to it. Listen to what they did, and don't just say to yourself, oh, I heard online businesses don't work and that's the beginning and the end of the story. You know what I mean? Have a bit of a more open-minded outlook, as well as just allow yourself to be inspired by other things and not already put like a stamp on it saying, okay, I heard that it didn't work once, so it's never going to work again. And in the wombat spirit, one thing that I see is big change in your home. Maybe you're going to declutter, buy a new piece of really big furniture, a new mattress, okay? Group number 3, that is one thing that I just want to point out. You spend about a third of your life on your mattress, maybe even a little bit longer if you study on there, if you do a little bit of Netflix and chill on there. And it is so important for you to know, like, how many people spend like so much money on their car and they only spend a few hours each day in their car, if even, but then on their mattress they're cheaping out. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. So don't be one of those people. Know that restful sleep is so essential for things to move in your life, for you to be happy and productive. So keep this in mind, group number 3. Then we have the 5th house. So the big change that is coming for you has everything to do with the area of your life where fun, romance, as well as like creativity is the center of it. And last but not least, we have the 9th house as well. So I see that you will be able to experience this big change through widening your horizon spiritually, academically, or by just traveling, by just taking a big journey. So your big change is going to have to do with traveling. This could also be spiritual travel if you're not able to travel physically for whatever reason right now, but know that this is going to allow you to see love as well as the things that you're proud of in a completely different way. Maybe it's totally going to reset what you set as a priority. So if you before thought that love was a priority, maybe right now it is more of a priority for you to make yourself proud. And if before maybe money was a priority, now you're going to want to collect experiences and spiritual wealth. So change on all different levels, which are going to lead you to these epiphanies that we're all interconnected and we're all deserving of love and respect, and that it is important for us to never forget that in this world we're all in it together. And just the fact that you're able to just feel this emotional happiness, that is one thing that makes me really excited for you, group number 3. And I want you to just like enjoy each and every moment of this. I haven't told you this yet, just because I wanted to save it for last so that you will really remember it. Cherish your loved ones. If you have a romantic relationship where you just feel this bliss, this happiness, make sure that you're in the moment, that you're enjoying every little second of it, and don't let it pass by without a whole lot of gratitude. So group number 3, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it and that you found it insightful. Let me know down in the comment section if you did, and I will see you in one of my upcoming videos. Hello, group number 4, and welcome to your reading. So you chose the Amazonite, group number 4. I want to get straight into your reading about the big changes coming for you. I'm going to be doing this completely intuitively, so lean back and enjoy your reading unfolding right before your eyes. So first and foremost, we have the dove spirit, the antelope spirit, as well as the dolphin spirit. So I want you to know in the antelope spirit that things are happening really quickly, okay? Life is speeding up, but I see that the big change that is coming with that is that you're going to be at peace for the very first time. So in the dolphin spirit, I want you to know that it is so important for you to embrace happiness and gratefulness first and worry a lot later, okay? There are so many other points that you should focus on before you start worrying about things moving too quickly, because sometimes things move quickly just because you need to learn to keep up with that pace, because sometimes life actually changes into a faster pace. So be at peace with yourself and know that it is just so important for you to make sure that you don't miss the opportunity to be grateful for things moving quickly. I mean, quick movement means that you have the potential to get to your goals a lot faster than you thought you would, and I just think it's very important for you to know that yes, things are moving quickly and it can be scary and frightening, but it can also be a blessing. Then we have the Libra. So you may be a Libra, or somebody who is going to be a part of this big change in your life and may be a Libra. And I see that one thing that is important here is balance. In the antelope spirit, we have the number 2. The number 2 has a lot to do with duality as well as balance. When things are out of balance, there are a lot of signs that show up within your reading that just indicate that, hey, you need to get things back into balance. So let's see how you're going to be doing that. In the 6th house, I see that work, health, and whatever it is that you would do for a living, that needs to get back into balance. So your health, your work, just the areas that you spend the most, or maybe even the least if it's your health, the least time on, I see that you have to realign. So these are things that are important, and important areas of your life are, say, your relationships, your work, your health. Another thing is personal development. There are a few of these like key aspects that I would say you really need to focus on, and it is so important for you to rebalance those. Right now, maybe you're working way too much and you're not paying enough attention to your health. And I want you to know that if you continue doing that, then the antelope spirit can actually sort of be already like a sign that you are propelling yourself into, say, a burnout, into, say, a mental illness, or maybe a physical ailment that is going to pop up if you do not allow yourself to bring things to a point where they are healthy, balanced, and how you can thrive. The same thing goes the other way though. Maybe you've been a bit too lenient on yourself when it comes to just chilling. You haven't really been focused on your academics, on studying, or your work. Maybe you haven't been focused on your family, your kids, your dog, whoever it is that is in your life, and you just need to get it together now. Group number 4, I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It is so important for you to make sure that everything is balanced in a way that you know it should be, and I truly believe that you know what balance looks like. So don't even try and avoid getting things back on track by saying, well, you know, I thought it was, no, okay, you know what balance is, group number 4. So let's not play that game. Let's move further into reading. We have the King of Wands as well as Death. So I definitely see an era coming to an end. In the King of Wands, I see a very authoritative figure that is taking charge and doing whatever it takes in order to bring a new project to life. So this may be you actually bringing things back into balance, and you're determined to do it. And in Death, you're letting this old era die down. The big change is that you're going to leave this behind. You're going to leave behind all the things that didn't serve you, and this may also have to do with the new year beginning. You may say to yourself, okay, like this doesn't even need to be your New Year's resolution. You're starting already now, and you're just telling yourself, like, I'm not going to be doing this anymore. I'm going to actually start working on myself, on my health, and start making sure that my time management is where it needs to be in order for me to lead a healthy, happy life. So group number 4, don't worry about death. Okay, death does not always mean actual death. It can be the death of a cycle. It can be the death of a bad habit. So allow this to shine through in your life, just the fact that you're embracing the death card, that you're making sure that you're sort of like turning off the light, blowing out the candle of whatever it is that doesn't serve you, that has been a part of your life for way longer than it probably should have been. Then we have the Moonstone, the Malachite, as well as the Azurite. So group number 4. let's get further into your reading. In the Moonstone, I want you to know that the big change has everything to do with how you feel with your cycles, and in the Malachite, I see that it will bring prosperity as well as emotional healing. So if you're interested in children, for instance, then that may be something that literally changes your cycles. But another thing that I want you to know is that your inner knowingness is trustworthy, okay? That feeling that you get when change is brewing, that feeling doesn't lie, that feeling knows when something is up. And the change has everything to do with a positive shift in your flow of divine support. That is one thing that I see in the Malachite, but as I already said, it could also be something that has to do with children, fertility, maybe even getting, say, a stray animal or another animal just into your life in general. And that will allow you to heal from things in the past. That will allow you to devote your time and energy towards something that is now therapeutic. So if you've ever had a pet, like, you just know how therapeutic it is to be around them, to spend time with them, to take care of them. Or if you've had a situation in your life where you've taken care of somebody who is younger than you, or just somebody that needed your help, then you know that it is something that just feels good, that just allows you to escape from any sort of worries that you may have had in the other areas of your life, and just be here in the moment and enjoy this therapeutic moment of caring for another living being. So I see that entering your life. I see that being a big change that you didn't expect, but there could also be a birth around you. So that birth would bring you this prosperity where you're like, wow, another living being, another human in my life. And in the Azurite, that will just emotionally make you think all of my issues that I thought were so big are maybe actually just itty bitty, because look at the beauty around me, look at the prosperity, the amazingness. Why am I focused on these little nitty-gritty problems? So, and then we have the King of Pentacles as well as the Moon again. So first we had the Moonstone, and now we have the Moon. I just want you to know in the Moon that a big change that may come for you is the fact that you're realizing that somebody is deceitful, okay? The King of Pentacles is the king that does want good material prosperity for everybody, but in correlation to the Moon, I want you to know that maybe somebody that you work with, this could be your boss, or just somebody who is like really high in the ranks. You know, we do, after all, have the king of the earthly realms. I want you to know that you're going to see them in a completely different light. You're going to see them for who they truly are, and that is maybe not going to be the most positive light. And as you will notice, like, wow, to this person, it is really more important to make a buck. It is really more important to make more money, instead of making sure that colleagues, that people that they're working with, that people who are working for them are taken care of and appreciated and respected. So I definitely see this shift in perception is going to be a very big change for you, because this is somebody that you looked up to. This is somebody that you saw as like an authoritative figure, that you thought was a good person, that you thought was mature, that you thought was giving, and now all of a sudden you're going to have your perception change, and that is just going to change your entire worldview and make you more cautious of the other people around you. So group number 4, this is the reading that I received for you. I truly hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you found it insightful, and that it maybe already gave you a little peace of mind to know what is up with you, what changes are coming for you. So wherever you are in this world, I hope you have an amazing day or night, and I will see you in one of my upcoming readings.